This production was made possible thanks to all of our patrons. Thank you.
So, I've been meaning to ask this for a little while now.
You've been meaning to ask about SOP, haven't you?
Wasn't that obvious?
You could have asked whatever question you needed back at the base. You wouldn't have held on to it unless you were afraid it would come off as offensive or small talk.
Ask me! Ask me the question!
Stop grinning at me like that! It's creepy!
Question!
Fine! Are you some kind of converted Sangvis or something?
Huh? No one's ever asked me that before.
You can't be serious.
Everyone always gets too scared and runs away. But I catch them, and I ask them if they want to see my collection of spare limbs. Most of the time I end up killing them just so they'll stop screaming. A blow to their head, or slit their throat wide open. But the yelp they make when I shoot them in the head can be really funny too. Totally worth it. Because in the end, if you really want to know, it's more like the Sangvis parts have converted me!
Oh!
Ro, look at her face!
That was a good one, SOP.
That story can't possibly be true! It was a tasteless joke, right? Otherwise, I would have likely known about it.
Survive this mission, and you'll get to remember.
That reminds me. SOP, I need you to remember something for me on this mission as well. No one here is disposable. Understood?
Rest assured, they won't find the bodies.
Alive, SOP.
I didn't know you had a sense of humor, 416. Turned out to be a great idea coming here after all.
I have my moments.
First, we are going to survey this factory area from a safe distance. We can gather more information this way. WA-2000 and UMP-9 will circle left. G-11 and UMP-45 will circle right. That leaves HK-416 with SOP and I to watch from where I am establishing now as the rendezvous point. Please keep in mind that while there may be survivors somewhere, this mission's intention is to act as a door for us to learn what we can about a possible new threat. We are not here to start a full-scale battle. So, if you run into trouble, your first priority should be to converge back to this location. Is that clear?
Mulligan!
You can't mulligan a team composition.
I can if my teammate's not compatible with my needs. I require someone of greater might and size to take care of my paraplegia.
You're standing upright just fine.
Then it's my asthma, or maybe muscle degeneration.
Or your laziness.
I was told you were 404's sharpshooter, G11. UMP-45 will cover you as a last resort, if you must resort to retaliation. So, this split works out evenly, and HK-416 stays with us. After all, when we first spoke, she was adamantly keen on protecting us.
Sorry, kiddo. You lose. No boobies for you.
It's not like I enjoy it when they smack me in the eye.
SOP, stop inspecting your own breasts.
Not like I care or anything.
Why is everyone reminding me of Burgundy Brash today?
Why did you even recall that? You know what? It doesn't even matter. UMP-9 was it? We're leaving.
Roger, friend.
We're not friends!
Everybody certainly is antsy today.
Well, you did imply that there could be a few dead or dying T-dolls around here, and it's eerily quiet apart from us. Much like a graveyard. Not to mention the potential for parapluie. Awfully morbid, don't you think?
I like it!
Pardon? SOP, you like that some of our associates may have died here?
No! I don't want them to die, Ro. But if they have to, then that just gives me leeway to do the stuff I want to do to the things that hurt them. This is boring.
You're just upset that I won't carry you. I told you. Just that one time, and that time's passed. You gotta learn how to walk on your own, or else you'll never overcome your hardware issues.
Ugh. Maybe you should listen to yourself sometime. Besides, you should know better than anyone that no matter how hard you work, you've got set parameters, you know? You just gotta settle for being the way you were built.
Hey, maybe it's best that we get paired up more often. First that date in a jail cell, now this. I could use a quiet girl like you who really gets me. Would you happen to be mine? Soulmate, G11?
Step off, creep. You're getting closer to those turbo nerds at the game store who want to eat me.
I know, that's who I'm channeling. Besides, I think I've already found your significant other.
Whoa. Is that what I usually look like?
Nah, she's prettier than you are. Which means she's someone we're looking for.
Are you gonna mind meld with her to see what happened? 'Cause I wouldn't if I was you. There might be parapluie in her, remember?
Pretty sure Nine and I are the only ones here who can do this in a jiffy. Might as well if we want some concrete intel. Right now we can't even confirm whether or not this doll was hit with parapluie with the equipment we brought unless I do this. She could wake up and lie to us. Or she could just be dead. All we do know is that the ones attacked had their digiminds corrupted. We don't even know exactly how yet.
Which is even more suspicious. Duh. You could always just slap her awake and see what happens.
Doesn't matter that much since I'd have to scan her mind to be sure anyway. Doing it while she's knocked out will have the least resistance. And obviously, if she doesn't have parapluie, nothing will happen. But if she does somehow have parapluie inside her, one of two things is going to happen. Either, again, nothing will happen, or you'll have to shoot me.
Yeah, hoping for the dormant strain. Got it.
I'll only take a few seconds.
Sector Squad, I repeat, this is Rosa 14. Which
That's no problem. That just means we get to fight some Satan's fairy scum, right? We trained for this.
Get away from me!
Calm down, we're from Griffin.
You are? Thank you. I don't know what to do. I don't know what happened to my team. All I could do was run, and I left them behind. I left them all behind. How can I do that to them when those monsters are still in there?
Wait, stop. Monsters? What monsters? Sangvis?
We thought it was Sangvis, but it was so much scarier than what I had heard of and seen before. It was lots of armor and loud noises and the color red.
Manticores?
Giant diner gate. No, it looked humanoid, but bigger. You mean like a Zaku?
If it was something of that scale, I have little doubt this girl would have survived. Besides, I don't think Sangvis Fairy could easily hide something so large. Is this all you can remember?
Yes. I'm terribly sorry. It was all so fast.
That is fine. It's a miracle that you have survived this incident at all. Consider that a testament to your ability as a soldier.
I don't think a coward should be commended, you know.
You sensed a threat much greater than yourself, and you didn't do anything carelessly. You were sent on a delivery mission, not to a war zone. Given the circumstances, fleeing might be considered a completely rational option.
But I left my teammates behind. That thing might still be in there. I can't take the same thing happening to you as it did to them. What do we do?
Well, acknowledging what you told us concerning this monster, seemingly waiting for you once you arrived, I can easily conclude that it could still be huddled inside that factory somewhere, waiting for us as well.
Then let's kill it. What? Come on. Your team was a bunch of newbies, right? Sadly, yes.
This was a delivery mission, though. What about the squad that was originally holed up in here? The ones meant to receive the goods.
That squad consisted of Griffin regulars, from what I could find in their files. They have since gone missing with reports of corrupted digiminds.
But this girl's squad is still in question, and that monster is still out there. We have some of the intel we were looking for, so I think it's time we investigated deeper now, and give that thing a taste from the experts. After all, in your words, no one is disposable.
Good catch. But please also remember, I am the leader of this operation. So, should we investigate deeper, your actions will be under my instruction and purview. Is that clear?
Yay! It'll be like hunting Sasquatch or Baba Yaga.
Indeed. I can hardly contain my excitement.
What about Nine and her burgundy buddy? What'll they do?
WA 2000, this is RO 635. Do you copy?
Loud and clear. Did something happen?
Yes. Good news. We managed to find a survivor. Her name is Suomi. She has given us information regarding the situation that will lead us headed closer to the factory from the rendezvous point. I will need you to return to the rendezvous point with UMP-9.
Of course. We will catch up to you shortly.
Suomi, I can call for backup to help you get back to Griffin safely.
I don't want to be a coward.
If you're inexperienced, then you might just get in our way. Not only would you get yourself killed, but you could harm us as well while trying to defend you. It should be advised that you don't waste this opportunity.
No! I ended up on this team because I felt left out in the first place. I wanted to be part of a team, and then the first chance I got to be on one, I let them die!
But you couldn't have predicted this would all be a trap, Suomi. This isn't your fault.
I don't think you're wrong. And maybe if I wasn't a T-doll, I would be okay with this arrangement. But I am a T-doll. I'm sorry.
Let her fight, Ro.
Very well. I am inclined to mostly agree with HK416, but with an addendum. Please do not let survivor's guilt cloud your judgment. If you want to prove yourself as a T-doll, then follow my lead closely. I want to help your team, but our primary prerogative is to gather as much information as we can and return to Griffin intact. By joining us, you are now part of that prerogative. But, for the sake of this team, your personal desires are not. Is that clear to you, Suomi?
Yes.
Good. Then I have one last question. UMP-45, G11, do you know if Suomi contains any signs of parapluie infection?
I can vouch for her. She's clear.
Yeah, what she said.
How do you know that?
My extra electronic warfare integration is good for more than just tack and Sangvis, you know?
So, you took a very big risk without my permission, as expected of 404. But I'm grateful.
Parapluie? I've heard of it, but what is it exactly? I was simply told to stay absolutely away from it if it's been detected.
Parapluie is a malicious code created by Sangvis Fairy, specifically designed to infect T-dolls. It is usually transmitted via a signal through special communication scramblers, but once it has infected a host, it can be used for a variety of reasons. Lighter concentrations of parapluie can simply lay dormant inside of a host without them ever knowing it. This can then be implemented by Sangvis to control and manipulate our T-dolls to do their bidding, whether to fight or infiltrate. For example, even though you still seem to be functioning on protocol, you could simply be lying to us now. Stronger concentrations, however, will cause berserk tendencies in our T-dolls, with the strongest concentrations killing them outright.
So, was it detected in this area after we had arrived? And I would have been infected. I don't understand.
And that makes sense, since we still don't quite understand it ourselves. All we have detected is the corruption of digiminds from T-dolls who were located here. But there was no detection of a parapluie signal covering anywhere in this vicinity. So, if everything up to this point is to be believed, whatever it is that attacked you may have launched a very concentrated signal of parapluie at only certain points in time.
Thanks for the history lesson, Chief. So is she allowed to come with us or what?
Of course.
Then exactly what was the point of all that boring exposition? It put G11 to sleep.
Your opinion is false.
2 reasons. First, I needed to lay the groundwork for my point of view in trusting Suomi. The reports indicated that the digiminds for all of the affected T-dolls were corrupted beyond repair. They were essentially fried. But if Suomi had been successfully attacked at the same time as the others, she would have been more than likely fried too. It was when you stated that you hadn't found any trace of parapluie in her that I began to come to this conclusion. A lighter concentration, as I had just described, wouldn't match up with what we know for sure about our current predicament. While I will admit it isn't foolproof, I prefer it over being paranoid of my own associates. And speaking of which, I'm just stalling for time so that WA2000 and your sister could get closer to us.
Hey, everybody! Why are you all just standing around?
I was just a little concerned.
See? They really do care about you. Isn't it nice to have friends?
For the last time, I am here as a valuable asset to the team. That is not the same thing as friendship.
Well, neither of you are technically wrong. If this monster is laying traps that have taken apart 2 of Griffin's squads by this point, it's undoubtedly smart. Or it isn't working alone. It's just a chance, but I'm not willing to make any mistakes and cost anyone who is currently with us here. If it's smart, then it is likely expecting us to underestimate the area where they originally trapped Suomi's squad. We will investigate it nonetheless, but we will be splitting up again to hopefully compensate for such a devious plan.
I understand now. Since you waited for me, I'm guessing I'm somehow instrumental to your split?
Very acute of you to say. That is correct. The group I want to investigate the original attack site will be physically powerful members. HK-416, SOPMOD, and G11.
Oh, great. More babysitting duty.
Hey! I'm not a baby!
I'll judge that based on how you act around me.
Well, I hope that means you won't be getting in my way when we finally find that monster and tear it apart.
And if that means I have to keep you from getting yourself killed, I will.
Don't go being a martyr, 416. Remember what I've told you.
Of course. Don't confuse me for having a bad memory.
I volunteer to go with 416 then. Miss Leader, you just said we couldn't butt out of team comps, but you didn't say anything about adding ourselves to them.
Honestly, I was going to add you to that group to even it out anyway.
Oh, gotcha.
Is that all right with you, UMP-45?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Wait, should I go with this group if they're going to be investigating that place?
Based on what I expect them to see, it would be disheartening for you to have to be reminded of those experiences again. Besides, you have told us everything you know already. I would rather you help the group I will be leading with identifying your previous teammates.
So then the next group's gonna be composed of me, you, Suomi, and Burgundy Bellyache?
That's not even clever. You clearly just did that for the sake of alliteration.
But she is correct.
You're agreeing with her?
Yes, I am. You will be watching our backs in case of danger. Our group will not be nearly as ready for a straightforward fight as the other, but we will be more prepared for an investigation. We will also be more nimble, so if we do run into danger, we will be ready to run. That seems to have worked so far, given how Suomi is now here with us.
Oh, you're welcome, if it helps. I'm really surprised, though. I can't help but notice you figured out so much just from me being here.
Of course, Suomi. It is just as I said earlier. To not let survivors' guilt cloud your judgment. Knowledge is power, and your survival has made us all stronger.
I would like to think that as well.
So now we have a plan of action. You want to give us some cute team names while we're at it? Might as well put a bow on this scene.
A very good idea. The team sent to investigate the original site of Suomi's attack will be called Lunch. My team, sent to investigate the other areas of the factory, will be called Snack.
So, does that make me a snack?
I was kidding, but that's cute. We're being fed to a giant monster. Whatever gives this mission a bit of levity, I suppose.
If anyone runs into any major findings, please spread the information to the other team ASAP. Are there any questions? Good. Then I assume all of that information was clear to everyone. Keep your eyes and ears open. But most of all, stay alive.
Yay! Thanks, Ro! Let's do lunch!
I knew she looked crazy. What is she doing?
Don't follow her just yet. Exactly what I assumed she was doing. When we originally split off, neither party had reported any standard infantry or snipers. There weren't even any landmines or other traps. Sop was just using herself as bait to test the main entrance. I don't recommend it, given how suicidal it is, but she would rather put herself in harm's way than put us at risk.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Stop it, you two.
A false sense of security. I have an even worse feeling about this now.
Then start looking for a vantage point, WA2000.
With vigor. And, it's perfectly fine if you would just call me Wa instead.
Cute.
That's not for you!
Or this monster is deliberately trying to avoid starting a war themselves. Given that peculiarity, they may have expected a higher caliber team to inevitably investigate. And given our size, this may be the last chance we can safely assume that Griffin will get to do this pragmatically, if at all ever again. We might scare them if they're even still here, which would mean all signs point to the culprit most likely running away after this.
You know, I'm really starting to think you're just talking to yourself by this point.
My apologies. To be fair, though, it's as I said before. It's to lay the groundwork. It helps me think. So, let's make sure we lay all the groundwork Griffin will need here, team. Learn as much as you can. And don't get killed.
I can't believe it. But T-dolls aren't capable of dreaming, so this must be real. My chance to redeem myself. I can be a good T-doll. I can be a good T-doll. I can help everyone. watch out for the blood trail. You might slip.
A blood trail? Did that new girl have any wounds?
Nothing that would create this much blood. And there's quite the smear here. The body was dragged.
So, maybe we should follow it. We might be able to at least find one of the missing T-dolls from the new girl squad.
I'm not sure it would do any good with this much blood poured out of her. But T-dolls are pretty resilient, and we have nothing better to do but investigate this area. So we might as well do that. Looks like it couldn't be more obvious where she went.
So much blood. And she made it all the way up those stairs in such condition? But why struggle so hard to get up there? Wouldn't she try to run into the trees?
These stairs lead up to a door. Maybe she was dragged, or it was an alternative place to hide in the moment. But the stairs make those ideas impractical. My guess is she was looking for something.
What could she possibly find here?
What else? Another T-doll.
Kinda romantic, yeah? If they were doomed to die, they might as well die together. Ooh, I wanna see it! I'll go check it out!
Are you risking your life again?
I'm just curious. Besides, someone's gotta do it for Ro.
I can't help but assume she's just trying to instigate a fight somehow.
There's somewhere else we should check in the meantime. That giant hole along the side of the building. So then if something goes down, we can flank them just in case. I'm pretty sure Soap can take care of herself.
With the possibility of that monster around?
If I find it, I promise to clean it!
Alright, so she heard us. Let's go.
Oh, yes. I found someone. Hey, if you're still alive, I mean no harm.
Sing this.
No. I'm a good guy. You can trust me. Don't you still believe in good guys?
Below.
Oh, gotcha, bleeding buddy. Hey, lunch 202. Are you in the hole?
202? Yes, we've arrived.
Anything flammable?
Not from where we're located. Why?
I'm lighting fireworks, of course.
Fireworks?
What the hell? Did they already encounter it?
That, or whatever it was, encountered SOPMOD specifically.
Then, and tell me this in a single sentence, how much can I trust SOPMOD against an enemy we don't even understand?
Please believe me when I insist to you that while SOPMOD may seem a bit irrational at times, we have to trust her instincts.
So you swapped me out of my original team for an animal instead? If I didn't know you any better, I'd say you're sabotaging me.
Leader of Snack, do you hear me?
Present. What intel do you have for us, Wa?
Friendly spotted. Coming in toward your position at 9 o'clock. They aren't lunched, though.
It's one of them? One of the girls I came here with?
Yeah, I see someone now.
Type 80! I can't believe it. I'm so grateful you're all right.
Yeah, I'd call it a dream come true, but listen to me. There's no time. I'd hope there'd be more of you, but I'm not even sure that'd be enough to take these things out.
Wait a second. Things? Plural?
I told you, we can't wait. Groza used herself as bait so they would be distracted by her, and all I know is that she got caught. They must have not gone after me because they were busy playing with her. Now, they've clearly woken up because of that blast. We have to run, or you all better call in the cavalry.
Leader of Snack, something flickered in my sight just now, and it's quickly headed toward your position. I advise you take cover.
Type 80. Do you know where they took Groza?
I only know what building they entered before I found somewhere to hide. Over there.
Wa, can you confirm that the flicker came from our 12 o'clock?
Absolutely.
Wait, what are you doing?
You told us there's no time. So, simply put, we must find Groza. And if we meet our enemy along the way, then our mission here will be complete.
Well, now I'm awake. Thanks for that. I was betting you'd take more than that to kill some ghost.
I knew the AR team was made up of a bunch of hacks. Maybe it's made up of more than one traitor, too.
Huh? I thought you'd be resilient. Besides, I saw something in there, and I needed a smoke grenade.
Run!
Whoa! Hey!
Who are you?
Whoa! What? Well, don't tell anyone, but I'm a covert op of St. And we can chase those stupid 404 scumbags together if you follow me.
Unexpected, but acceptable. I have avoided crushing your leg. Lead me to them.
You really mean it? I get to have my own pet?
Wrong. I have no masters.
Well then, I'm just gonna have to break you in. Follow me.
We'll split into groups of 2. Each one of us will have someone who can identify Groza. Suomi, let's get away from the door. Stay close to me. Please, do your best to get her loose. Groza, can you hear me?
What do you want, monster? What's the matter? Can't fire back at me? If only I had another functioning arm! Then I'd show you how loud I can truly be! Because I'm so upset with all this pain I'm in, and I can't take it anymore!
Could have shot me in the back. Why?
She can't heal me, but I have to help Groza too. What can I? Come on! Send help! I can't heal you, so please just do it!
Well now, looks like you could use some help, AR team leader.
Ugh, damn thing's running away.
That's exactly what we want for now. We're not here to start a war.
Got it. Suomi, you alright? Suomi!
She can't hear you very well. Neither can our leader. Don't worry, they're generally fine. But...
Groza? I really didn't want to believe it, but I kind of figured this might happen.
She isn't dead, though. But I guess she's barely hanging on since I can only get some eye movements out of her. And I just inspected her neural cloud, too.
You can do that on the fly?
Yep, just like my sister can. But I've never seen anything like what they did to this girl. She didn't have a fried or corrupted neural cloud. Instead, it was like a blank void with only a few little bits of code floating around that don't really fit together too well.
it sounds like they performed a rather brutish mind wipe on her and ended up deleting much more than they needed to.
Do you know if they can fix her? At Griffin?
Well, I'm not a technician, but from what I know about digiminds, at least her personality and skill set can probably be salvaged. You girls at Griffin are pretty lucky to have that luxury.
But this would be a real tragedy if this matches up with the reports back at Griffin. Corrupted digiminds, remember?
But that means we can't just leave her if we can save her.
Does that mean you're also volunteering to carry her?
Have you seriously not noticed how short I am?
Well, our body count's getting kinda high. Someone's gotta carry G11 around everywhere, else she gets lost. We got 2 mutes on our team, one of which is supposed to be the smartest person among us. She's even missing an arm, and her feral best friend is completely MIA. Now there's a doll the size of a grown woman who can't walk because her mind's broken, along with everything else. If I were hunting T-dolls, I'd say this is a great opportunity to just wait around and see how slow we get trying to haul her around.
Listen, all we gotta do is arrange it so everyone can carry the appropriate size person and...
Does anyone need help? Hey, silver-haired demon. How does it feel to be replaced? Because this soft angel is my new best friend now.
Excuse you, but I welcome the variety. It's more useful than tossing around someone who refuses to walk.
Heh, not like your stupid complaints matter anyways. They're only falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, but mine aren't, so shut up. Do you hear that?
That's big.
Oh no, that has to be...
Hey, Ro! I bought you a present to deal with. Better figure out how to solve this problem fast, because I don't know what you possibly could do to stop this big boy.
I called it!
Perfect.
Everyone, scatter! Run to the outside!
No! Bad bear! No blowing up the girl in the banana-colored coat! She's valuable merchandise! Now, since you've made a mess, I gotta go clean it up myself and see if she's okay. In the meantime, you go break through some walls. Until then, we'll meet with the others later. Just, kill those girls. I don't care. Angel here didn't want to leave ya.
The hell is that? No! You were supposed to run!
I could feel it. You weren't running. I don't leave teammates behind.
You take another shot at Ro again. You'll get another grenade to the back!
Where's everyone else?
Hey, Sorty! Catch a glimpse of anyone else?
Hello, Snack? Please respond.
Responding. Honestly, I almost forgot about you.
I've been trying to get a hold of you ever since you walked in that building. Whatever you're fighting might be proficient with communication scrambling. I can't even call HQ for backup.
Shit! What are we supposed to do? We go inside, we're trapped with that thing crawling on the walls. We stay out here, we're useless against this guy. Unless...
Sis, wait!
I'm pushing you down, Brickhouse! What? A firewall? No, I should be able to crack something like...
Hello, 45.
Oh. Plui.
You shouldn't be in here.
Who are you? What do you look like? Her.
Simple. As a reminder for you to never walk in here unannounced ever again. And if your sister tries this method as well, perhaps we will commit to our plan of assimilating her.
Plan? What do you want with 9?
9? Is that what she's called now? So...
You've already replaced me?
No, that won't work on me.
So you really don't care about me? Then why is there a piece of me still stuck inside your head?
I'm not saying anything about that to you.
Useless.
45! What do I do? What do I do? What can I do?
Whatever you're fighting might be proficient with communication scrambling.
Hold on, me. They must have a jammer. I can hack into that. This is a snack. I'm going back in. Please hold this guy off for me. And if you hear anything back from me, you'll know what happened.
It's not an explanation, moron!
I have to think. I have to think. Think. Okay! The radio signal. It doesn't seem like radio signals can make it out of this building based on what Burgundy Girl said. But what about the other buildings? Wait a second, me. That Sangus-looking team member from the AR team called 416 through a radio signal in the other building. The jam isn't reaching there, which means the jam is only focused on protecting this building. And that would hopefully mean it's located somewhere that could only affect the radio signals going in and out of this building. But what would be a place that it wouldn't be spotted easily, yet weaken the jam enough to keep itself to just this building rather than the entire factory area? The basement! But how do I... Where does this lead? I need to check for its depth first. A flashbang should do the trick. Oof, just like a cat. Please be in here, please be in here, please be in here, please be in here! Lucky!
Hold, son. You were close, babe. And I thank you for being nice enough not to shoot my pup. It's just a shame you won't be warning your friends about what happened here today.
I could say something similar to you too, monster.
I'm kinda shocked you let me live.
Yeah, as much as I want to put a bullet in your brain right now, I have to make a deal.
A deal? What do I have to lose by dying?
Well, what kind of robot keeps an organic dog?
Crafty. Now I'm curious. What could I even offer you?
Release the girl. Let her make the call for backup. And in return, you call off all your friends and run away. Consider my offer a one-of-a-kind chance from Griffin to turn over a new leaf.
So hopeful. And after all those two had done to your friends, you make it sound like they actually care if I lived or died. I'm just meant to guard this place, you know?
And you're gonna die if you don't let her make the damn call. You failed.
Let me finish, please. 'Cause otherwise, I can't tell you about the explosives that line this tunnel.
Prove it.
You've got a lot of guts. Maybe you're prepared to die as well.
Gotta hand it to you with how much you're talking. Maybe you're not prepared to die at all.
You want to test me? All I have left is to give my leader what she wants! What? What have you done? Where's my boy? Why are we still alive?
There aren't any signals coming through this area now. I blocked them all. Anything that isn't connected by a wire, really. It was all with your own scrambler, too. Also, the dog's fine.
What?
Huh? At the moment you mentioned explosives. Now, got any more tricks?
Just kill me. If you don't, then they will.
They won't if you agree to the deal.
So that's your last trick? Trying to make us think we should just kill ya? Sorry, but if you can't convince them, that's not gonna make me very happy. And after all the dolls you got away with killing? How about this for a deal? You call your group off, or I kill your damn house pet.
Fine.
But I've been having such a good day today! Don't run away from the inevitable! It's not scary to become part of me! I promise!
Everyone, this is WA-2000. The enemy's jamming signal is down. I called for backup from Griffin, and they should be arriving outside momentarily.
No fun! No fun! No fun! No fun! No fun! Why did you spoil my fun? I almost had them!
Our mission was to get information, not to start a war. That's what RO-635 told us.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
The ones who injured you, were they dealt with, or did they run?
They ran. To where, we don't know. Sorry to inconvenience you.
Humiliation, then. It's sad when even our best have to learn that.
We all did the best we could on this mission. We didn't know what to expect, but we all made it out.
We even saved some of your family!
Of course. Thank you. I am grateful that this many of you will manage to come back to Griffin alive. Please, make your way on board then. I believed in you. I believed in you the most when I heard.
What could I have even done?
Will I live to see my life? Still
next time on 404 Radio.
I get to sleep again. 416, let me just lay on your boobies for once.